Hi, everybody. In case you missed today, which is the 2nd of September, second day of class, what we did today is just did a little welcome chit-chatted about how the first day went, just to make sure that everybody had a good experience and no one had any big questions. And then what we're going to do is we went through the class rules and expectations, which I'm going to go through with you guys. And then we had a pretest, which I'll insert the link into the Google Classroom information below. Now, this document, the American History Online Expectations thing, that's actually in the announcement below on Classroom, and you can go in and look at this whenever you want to. So obviously, things are a little bit different this year, so we have to have online expectations, and the grading policy are below. Now, I'm going to scroll through this. You're going to see me here waving my hands and stuff every once in a while. I apologize if I do anything annoying. So obviously you're in American history, and it's a continuation of the class that you Marshall kids took last year with Mr. Place, where you guys told me that you made it to the Civil War. And so the goal of what we're going to do this year is we're going to do our best to get from the day the Civil War ended up to today. Now, we can't always guarantee that we're going to make it to today. It kind of depends on you guys a little bit and how the school year goes. Some years we make it to 2000. Some years we made it to 2010. Last year we made it to about 2015 or so. The year before we were talking about current day stuff as it was happening. Now, I do kind of hold the right to, if something big is happening in the world, stop what we're doing and start talking about that. We're going to spend more time talking about the historical impact on things, like what does an event have to do with us today and how does it affect our life now, than we are going to spend talking about dates and specific, what gun was used in what battle of World War II. We're not going to do that kind of stuff. That's great if you're into those things, and I'll absolutely help you learn more about those things if that's what you want to do. But for the average person, knowing what type of mortars were used at the Battle of the Somme in World War I doesn't matter. The way that we're going to get this done, the last line of that first paragraph, is we're going to do some projects. We'll have some presentations, probably recorded from you guys if we do them online. Tests are probably not going to happen much like this, but if we get back into the regular classroom, we'll have some tests, some homework, and some small and large group activities. Now we're going to go into the online expectations. First of all, make sure you're being respectful of each other and me. Now, I'm okay joking around. If if you've got a good one for me, if you're going to make fun of me a little bit, that's fine. But just make sure we're not crossing lines with each other. Don't be picking at people that maybe you don't get along with very well. And that extends verbally, in the chat, and in classroom comments. Let's make sure that we're taking good care of each other and we're making this a comfortable place for everybody. Let's make sure that we're using proper classroom language. I know things slip every once in a while. It shouldn't be that bad if your microphone is muted. But if things are getting excessive, or if we're using it to belittle somebody, then obviously we're going to have a problem. I apologize if something slips out of my mouth. I do my best I can not to, but I am human, and some of the stuff that we talk about is pretty gets me a little fired up. Now, proper online classroom behavior. Don't let your square be a distraction. If I am teaching and someone is like, juggling in their box, that's going to be something that's going to take away from what's going on. Obviously, if you want to eat breakfast, eat breakfast. If you want to eat lunch. If you're wearing your cow pajamas, wear your cow pajamas. It's not going to bother me, but don't do anything that's going to take away from class. Make sure you're listening to directions. I don't mind repeating myself. I don't like repeating myself 4 or 5 times. You might want to mute your microphone unless you're involved in what's going on. You're asking a question, you're making a comment, I've asked you a question, you're doing a group discussion. It's just a lot of background noise, and it makes it hard for people to hear. Don't misuse the chat. Use it to ask questions about what's going on. Don't use it to have a conversation, things like that. Just obviously use your head. You guys are all great people. I'm sure we'll be fine. Abiding by all the rules in the MHS handbook. I'm not too concerned about most things. The biggest worry I had last spring was people cheating. Please do remember, if I catch you cheating, I have to turn you in to the office. I have to write you up. I have to contact your parents. And if you're an athlete, you get a 1-game conduct on becoming an athlete suspension. You don't want that. Last, in the proper classroom behavior thing, try to avoid using your cell phone while we're having class. I know I can't see it. I can't take it away. But it's been pretty obvious the first day or so that some people are putzing around on the side with their cell phone. It's a distraction. Try to give yourself a little bit of time without it, okay? And make sure you're using your computer appropriately. I'm not a big Go Guardian guy, but if I feel like people are gaming or surfing all over the place when they shouldn't be, well, then maybe I'll have to use Go Guardian. The next thing, make sure that you're getting your assignments done. The number one way to not be successful in this class is to not do the work. And then submit those on time to Google Classroom. Usually in Google Classroom, I give you up until midnight on the due date to get things in, so you've got plenty of time. If an assignment's really big, I'll give you multiple days to get it done. Okay. Cooperating with class members in order to provide for the best possible classroom environment is really important. There might be someone in your class that you don't like. That's okay. You don't have to talk with them if you don't want to. If I were to put you in a group with them, chat me. I will move you out of the group. Don't chat me on the Meet chat where everybody can see it. Chat me on the Google chat where I'm just going to be the only one that gets it. Things you need for class, pens, pencils, something to write with. I don't care what you write with. I'm probably not going to be able to physically hold it. So if you want to write in yellow glitter pen, that's fine. You probably want to have a notebook. We talk about things that you're probably going to want to write down. A folder if you need to be organized. Now, if we come back physically into this space, you are going to want to have a folder or a binder to keep track of your stuff. Last but not least, be on time. It's taking attendance like this is really hard. And so people being on time is really important. It's also one of my big pet peeves. I'm always early. So do your best to be on time. That helps me get going on time. If you break a lot of these rules a lot, first of all, I can kick you out of class that day. All I got to do is hang you up and you're gone and you can't get back in. We don't want to do that. But there are frequent disruptions. May have to adjust your citizenship grade, may have to refer you to the office, or may have to make parent contacts, and we don't want to do that. Now, the next step of things is the grades. First of all, yes, you're getting regularly graded this year. It's not pass fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you don't want ones. American history is a class that's required for graduation, and if you get a 1 in any standard in any semester, you fail that standard, and you have to retake the entire semester of the class. Okay, so 3 standards. Each one is 1/3 of your grade. Remember, it is your grade. It's not my grade. I already took this class when I was in high school. I did quite well. I hope you do too. But it is your grade. So if you see something wrong, please ask. I do make mistakes, and I want to make sure that you get what you deserve. I do take late work for a week after it's due. So please, unless something comes up that's maybe a bigger deal, let's talk and let's make sure we get you taken care of. Now, the standards. I am not going to go through every little thing on these, but I'll talk to you about the standard and generally what it's about. Historical content just basically is, do you know your stuff? And if you look on the sides, you've obviously got like the needs improvement is the 1, and you have the exemplary is the 4, and obviously basic and proficient in the middle. And when you're doing assignments, if you want to look and go, hey, I really think I can get a 4 on this, make sure you're doing the things that it has in the exemplary column. Show me that you know what we're talking about, that you understand how it applies to us today and how it applied to people in the past. Communication. Okay, I know it's not an English class, but I do expect you to write and speak properly. I do expect full sentences with proper punctuation and capitalization and sentence structure, and eventually paragraphs with topic sentences and supporting evidence, and that you be able to speak to us without staring at your shoes. These are all things that you guys are all going to be able to do. It's going to be a work in progress, but it's probably the most challenging standard for a lot of people. The last standard is analysis and research. Can you find reputable sources and learn new things online and apply them to your thinking? Okay. I don't mind Wikipedia, but if it's the only source you use, you're probably not doing great research. Can you take that research and put it in your own words and adjust your thinking based on it? Again, needs improvement all the way up to exemplary. Please take the time to read through those. This would be the one standard that we don't always hit as much. So when we get the opportunity to do it, make sure you're doing a good job. Last couple things, some daily information. If you're not here, you should be watching this video. The videos for the lesson and any work will be posted in Classroom by 1 o'clock at the latest, unless something weird comes up. It's my expectation that you watch these videos and that you make up any missed work by the due date. Taking attendance like this is hard. And if you're not in class, the only way that I know that you participated is if you hand in the work. The office is still keeping track of attendance and truancy and things like that. So you're going to want to make sure that if you miss something, you watch the video and do the work so that I know that you were here. Okay. If you have any questions, please chat me about that. It's kind of a big deal. I am going to have daily office hours where I'll be available for one-on-one meetings or small groups. Those are going to be from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. I'm going to start those next Tuesday. I'll post a link each day in Classroom for you guys to be able to access. Also, please feel free to contact me whenever you need to via email, chat, video chat. If you have questions, you need homework help, you're confused about something, I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, I do generally tend to shut my stuff down about 10 o'clock at night. I do get up early, so you may get a response back from me at 5 in the morning. Sorry about that. Now, the last but not least, my contact information. That's my name, Chris Seep. My email, that's cseep@marshallschools.org. That's how you can get a hold of me, via email or chat. 655-1310 is actually the school phone number. So if you're looking for me during the school day and you're not finding me, you could call Lee in the office and ask her to locate me, and we could chit chat that way. The 608-228-5912, that's my cell phone number. You can use that if you need to. I do respond to texts. It's just do me a favor and tell me who it is, because I don't know who I'm talking to otherwise. Don't call me for bail out of jail. You can call me if you need help. You can use my phone for a job reference. And there you go. All right. Now, I know I went through that really quickly. Again, the cool part about video is you can rewind and things if you need to. Now, the last thing that you need to do, there is a link for a pretest in here. It's a Google form. I need you to take that. I need you to do the best you can. And I need you to, basically just show me what you know. It helps me guide my teaching kind of in where things are going to go. It also lets me know where you guys are at geographically and things like that. And honestly, for today, it's how you're going to prove to me that you're in class. Okay. If you need any help, reach out. I'm more than happy to help. If you're having problems in another class, please, talk to your teacher, contact me if you need to. There is that freshman connection activity this afternoon, and tomorrow I'm doing this on the 2nd. So, when you see it, so if you come by to paint a cardinal on the sidewalk, make sure you say hi. I'll be out there. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and take that pretest.